What's up, guys? Rob Adams here. So, little debrief on my Combat Absolute low light carbine class last night. So I've been in this industry for about 15 years now, and I've seen every single Frankenstein rifle ever built. And I've seen multiple issues with firearms on the line, and sometimes when they come into the store, I wonder, how did this happen? Well, I had one of those moments last night on a build on a Daniel Defense MK18 pistol that I put a Maxim brace, a collapsible brace on. And I thought my gear was squared away. I've shot this weapon probably 15,000 rounds without a problem. I'm pretty meticulous when it comes to my gear and checking my gear. And last night, my gear failed me at this carbine class and left me a little bit stranded. I did bring a backup lower for this weapon, but never expected this to happen. And I'm going to show you a couple of things and what I'm going to do in the future. Some of the parts that you may need to bring to the range or a training day, so that if you do have a catastrophic failure, you can get the gun back up and get it back into the class and not hold the class up. I didn't hold the class up. I just removed myself from the line and worked on the gun. But I'm pretty disappointed in this setup, and I lost all confidence in it. And from moving forward, I won't be using this ever. I would never rely on this product to protect myself, my family, or anybody else's life. And I'll just show you guys, so stay tuned to that. Okay, so I'm back here. This is what I was running. This was the setup I was running last night. This is a Daniel Defense MK18, and I had it outfitted with the Surefire suppressor. And what was happening in the beginning, which I couldn't identify, couldn't figure out what was going on, is that when I was shooting, I was getting what appeared to be maybe like a short stroke, and had two different sets of ammo. I was using some 5.56 Remington, and I changed to some PMC 223. So what I thought I was getting were short strokes, which that wasn't the case. Everything appeared good. The rifle was functioning. Besides that, it was functioning just fine. So I took the gun off the line at one of the breaks, and I took the bolt carrier group out, and I did a quick lube down, wipe it down, put some oil in there, thinking that maybe it was a little bit dry. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. Well, come to find out, shooting a string and again, having to manually charge the rifle almost on every 3 or 4 rounds. So at one point, I tried to rack the slide or the charging handle back, and it got completely hung up. So what happened was, on this Maxis brace, this has a captured spring inside, which I'll show you here in a bit. But this buffer tube ended up working itself loose, right? Which, when the detent plunged up, this guy right here, and this is the second one I stuck in there. As you can see, this thing's all ground off the front of that. The other one was completely sheared off. And I had a backup kit, a repair kit, in the truck, in my gear bag, so I was able to get it back online, but it actually did it again because I couldn't get a proper stake on this. Now, there is no proper way to stake this. I forget what the poundage is on this, and I can look it up here in the manual, in the instructions, but I've been running this thing for years without an issue, and this thing ended up working itself loose, and I couldn't get it on tight enough out there without a proper wrench. But putting this thing on the gun and getting it completely torqued down, maybe I should have staked this, but it doesn't call for that. It just calls for the torque set. But that's what happened. So the gun's firing, it's going back and forth. As this thing was getting loose, I didn't feel it, I didn't realize it, and it just got into a position where it got so loose where that plunger, that detent, came up, interfered with the bolt, and completely locked the gun up. I couldn't do anything. So in that situation, took it offline. I tried everything to get it undone. I had a Leatherman mutt, which are awesome. If you don't have one of those on your kit, you should probably get one. But it has like a little hook on there, and I was able to forcibly pull the bolt forward, shearing off that pin even further, ruining the spring that's in that plunger, and getting the bolt closed where I could take it apart. Once I figured out what was going on, I transferred to a different lower that I actually had in the truck and ran the rest of the class. But you know, those are things that you're going to need to look at. Like, these are great. This is a very expensive setup to be having that happen. I'm totally disappointed in them. I'm going to give them a call and find out why, or you know, what they recommend to solving that issue, because I don't want to see that happen to anybody else. Because if I didn't have another lower, then I would have been pretty much screwed for the rest of the class. And yeah, so that I will not be running that anymore on this pistol. That's going to come off, and I'm going to go with the standard mil spec buffer tube and brace for that moving forward. I mean, I just can't rely on that. I lost all confidence in this. So just a couple of things to think about when you're out there and you're putting all this gear on. This is very expensive setup, like I said, and to have it fail like that, it's no bueno. So anyhow, the class was amazing. If you've never taken a class with Kyle, I would highly recommend that you do that. And if you're not in Idaho where you can come and take a class with Kyle, I would get some formal training. Obviously, the world is a different place these days. A lot of things going on. I'm not going to get too political today. I'm done with it. But get some formal training. Low light, no light. What an experience. If you've never shot under white light conditions with blacked out conditions like that under white light, it's an eye opener. So thank you, Kyle, for the class, and look forward to seeing all you guys soon. Thanks. Take care.